I think when you think about mobile programmatic, one of the things you have to think about is the degree to which the technological fragmentation really in that space has slowed its progress in programmatic. Obviously, the mobile web environment benefits from the ability to port some of those desktop approaches. Almost entirely, though, when that happens, you see a significant amount of operational inconsistency, inconsistency in the results you see. So it's far from a best practice kind of approach. So we're learning a lot more about how to optimize for the mobile web when you think about viewability and you think about conversion tracking and some of the attribution issues that are obviously so important from programmatic audience targeting. I think from an in-app perspective, obviously that's an entirely different environment that spawned a whole sub-industry of companies offering solutions just for that space. So when you think about agency and client adoption, it's a lot to get your head around. It's a lot to really invest in, and that's just from the media perspective. There's a whole kind of angle in terms of creative and creativity and how should you be optimizing experiences for mobile from a creative perspective as well as the attribution components, right? So we need to bring all those things together. We need to help make it easier, less complicated to obviously buy across both mobile web and in-app, solve some of those technological restrictions, and we certainly need to get a great lens for how we optimize the brand experience with creativity and then deliver outcomes for brands from the standpoint of the measurement piece.
Because the measurement, the data and attribution is a little tough, I suppose.
It is, but the potential is astounding for brands. When you think about just the sheer breadth and depth of the signals that these devices can record, they're out in time and space. Obviously, they're in our pockets all the time. We're engaging with them consistently. And I think there's a concerted opportunity too, really for how we think about, again, to creatively activate, right? The hardware, the software on these devices can let you create and enable the creation of experiences that can't be replicated on other screens. The accelerometer, the gyroscope, the camera, all these things give us a great broad palette to activate creatively. And again, I think brands and agencies are just kind of starting to understand the best way to utilize those. Obviously, as a mobile-only company, we have a ton of passion for the transformation that we see these devices bringing, and we have a lot of heart for customizing the experiences for them. So one of the things that we try to do at Opera, our parent company, Opera Software, has a legacy in the data compression business on the mobile browser side, and we try to bring a lot of those strengths to the advertising world, where we create faster load times, lesser latency, higher quality experiences that make use of all that native hardware and software. And that's when we see mobile really kind of begin to unlock the power that we think it has. And I think it's going to be a little while, again, at least until programmatic can access all of that. When we think about programmatic creative, that's very, very nascent right now in the mobile space. There are a few folks talking about it, but it almost entirely means dynamic creative that's being optimized for the context, whether it be the location of where you're finding yourself and your device, the weather, financial market conditions. I think the true power there becomes unlocked when you're able to really tie the personalized creative message to all that you're doing from an audience planning and buying standpoint on the media side. So how do you deliver that right message to you, Andy, that is tailored exactly based on all of the signals you're sending from your device?